All right, guys, got some Windows tweaks going on here. Just gonna want to try out a couple rounds of PUBG here, and then probably get back into some D4. I don't know. We also have in 9 days we have the Path of Exile 2 update coming out. I'm still not super excited for it, but I'm gonna play it, and maybe like playing it will be a lot better than what I read. Hi guys. Hey guys. Okay. I guess everything was bots that dropped with me. Man, they look like humans. They look hominin. I don't know where this guy went. Definitely saw him in here. Hmm. Hmm. You know what I don't like? I don't like my color. I don't like my contrast on this. I don't know why. Dylan, let me remove this real quick. Because I don't like that very much. So let's go 40. There we go. Apply that. Might be too much gamma. Maybe not. I think we keep this. Damn, these guys are trying too hard. But I heard somebody over here in this house. I don't think my zone looks promising at all, but we got people here. He's just laying down and ripping through all his fucking rounds. Hilarious. It only takes one bullet to kill him, though. Watch. Sucks to be the loser in the fights, though. Yeah, you better run away. He thinks he's gonna get the call back, but little does he know he's fucking deader than dead. I would be impressed if he gets it. Oh, he gets it? I wonder if that's him, though. I would have laughed if I got that. They're lucky they have zone 2. They got really lucky, actually, all around. Do you know we got two guys in these fucking barns over here? Adar just got somebody. Mm. Lay down. I love you too. God damn, I was testing my ADS. So when I held ADS, when I was like still crawling in ADS, to do an ADS, it was funny. That's interesting. So you gotta like stop moving. Mm. I had plenty of time to rip his head off his shoulders too. If I was actually just sitting there, nice. Hmm. Seems pretty good though. I really don't know if I like this freaking mouse though. Put these rubber things here. I could probably bring this right click up a little higher. Well, hmm. Yo, what's up, Lidar? What's up, Lidar from the cold and dark? What's up, Lidar from the cold and dark? Oh, man, I am exhausted, dude. I think I'm gonna go back to the Razer Viper mouse. I believe I like it better than the Basilisk, and I didn't think I'd ever like a mouse better than the Basilisk. Oh, I had one too. I had a migraine today. I had to take Tylenol. I had to get the good oxy from the doctor at the workshop. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we don't need this. A level 1 bag. Hmm. I got no DMRs. Chemistry is my friend. All right. Oh boy. Zone blows.
Yeah.
What's up?
So I was just watching a quick Dean Withers debate with a guy that was basically arguing that when Trump barged into a women's dressing room and it's known that it was a dressing room, his argument wasn't that that was okay. It wasn't that Trump should do that. It's that it wasn't a dressing room. It was just backstage. And then he tried arguing and he brought up a blueprint of the backstage and accidentally defeated himself by showing that the dressing room is in the backstage separately. Yes, Donald Trump went into the dressing room. There's so much evidence that he did that. That's not even a
No,
question.
he already said he did it.
Yeah,
He said it himself.
People defending Trump will even say, "Oh, he was in the dressing room, but that's okay," and it's not. That's a terrible. Like, there's no reason why he should be bragging that he sees all these naked women. Like, that just because you own a pageant doesn't make you be able to go barge into them in safe spaces. You know what I mean? But this guy's
Well, I
whole
mean, that
argument-
depends. I mean, back then, they weren't considered safe spaces.
that's not ethical.
Like, it
That's
was,
not okay.
but back
No.
then, it was normal.
No, it was not. It was normal for Trump, clearly, and that's why people are against that because that's not okay. And
I
it
mean,
wasn't
nowadays, it's probably not okay.
it wasn't even okay back then for men to barge into women's dressing rooms.
Have you ever had anything to do with pageants back then?
Find me one piece of evidence that shows.
I mean, you're not going to see evidence. It's not like it's a broadcast thing. It happens all the fucking time.
Okay, I'm not even going to start this with you because it's not going to end well for my mental health. But the point
I'm
is,
not saying it's okay. I'm just saying it's a normal thing.
It was just really funny.
In that industry.
Okay, the point is, it was really funny how this guy didn't even get to like he debated, but he defeated himself because he showed a blueprint.
But something like that's not even worth debating because it's a normal occurrence in that industry. It's not like right or wrong. It's a normal occurrence. So it's like
the debate was that it was wrong, though.
Yeah, but I mean that battle isn't worth fighting because it's not that big of a deal. If it was like a battle of like something serious, then it would be worth fighting. But that's not something serious.
That's not what he chose to debate on. People choose what they debate on, and just one
right,
guy chose to debate on that.
But this is like the third time I heard you bring this specific thing about Trump up, and it's not even that big of a deal.
But it is.
Yeah, it isn't. It's for that industry, it's normal.
You think that he's admitted that he abused his point of power to go into a woman's dressing room and unconsented.
Right, I'm sure he did, just to be around beautiful women that are nude. I'm sure he did, and that is an absolutely normal thing in that industry. Not that it's right. I'm just saying it's a normal thing in that industry. You think Trump's the only man doing that? I think your fight needs to be a little bit more broader than against Trump. It needs to be against all people doing that in that industry. I mean, sadly, it's still normal to this day. Like to this day, it happens all the time in that industry. Men that owned, the men that owns, huh? I'm not downloading Crimson Desert. Like men who owns like teams and stuff like that are constantly going in those dressing rooms to this day. And you gotta be kidding me if you think they're not doing it for their own personal pleasures. Yep. You damn right there, ladder. But I mean, the kids these days, they're never gonna understand. Like, they'll never fully understand it because, like, in order to understand it, you have to kind of be old, and you have to just see things for what it really is, rather than like make things into what you want them to be, and then, you know what I mean? That's where all the fighting comes from. That's why I think that's really why the United States is as divided as it is now, is because we have this new normal thing where it's like you take something and you decide, hey, this is going to be bad. We're going to decide this is bad, and not only bad, but it's unacceptable. And then we're going to go back, and anyone who has done this ever in the past is going to be ostracized, and you're going to be canceled, and you're going to be hated on. It is just like, okay, like if we make a rule, it's starting now when you make the rule, right? Like, oh, but it was never okay. Okay, it was. acceptable. It was considered acceptable. So, not that it is acceptable, but if we're going to decide something is unacceptable now, that we do it from now when we make the rule that it's unacceptable. I don't know. Unfortunately, both my kids are very, very far left. But we don't care about politics in this house. We keep it separate. Or I would be disowned by my entire family. Oh, trust me, I did not. Like one man cannot compete against institutions and social media. Like straight up. And you know what? You know why it's hard for, especially for kids, because the kids want to feel right and feel validated. Like younger generations, they want to feel empowered and powerful and validated, right? And they want to feel like they have knowledge and common sense over adults that have been living for 50, 60 years. They want to be the ones respected as elders, right? They want to be the ones respected as ones with wisdom and the ones that see truth. And so a lot of the far left tactics involve enabling the thought process of a child, including the confusion that a child may have about sex, identity, and all that stuff. And they leverage that to basically brainwash that child to believe in their values and their points of views. This is like the extreme left, right? And it's easy to cultivate millions of people that are young and that's why they attack. That's literally why they basically attack educational institutions like colleges and stuff, because these kids, they want to feel the validation. They want to feel the respect that you would normally have given to the elderly who have lived long enough to understand and learn everything. And that's it. That's what it comes down to. And they don't understand context because they only understand what they want to feel and what their opinion is on things that they don't have a broad sense of understanding about because they're 20. You know what I mean? They don't understand the big picture. They don't understand the context in between things. But now you have groups of people radicalizing these kids, enabling them and gaslighting them into believing that their opinions are fully founded in 100% fact and truth. And worst case yet, they convince young children, like young kids, that they have all the context. That all the context is right there in a tweet. Like all the context they need about any subject is right there in a tweet. So you can make 100% your full decision and judgment based off a tweet, right? Or a cherry-picked clip off YouTube. And they make you believe. They say, no, you're right. You are right. You know what I mean? Like, you have all the context. And then you take this, like, for example, this dressing room thing. The context that's missing is that this is a normal thing in that industry. Nobody's being groped. Nobody's being raped. For most of the time, these women are actually being well respected. But yeah, you do have a man interjecting himself into a dressing room filled with beautiful naked women. That alone is all the context they need, right? Well, I've got the tactic of the far left down to a science, and there's no way you can battle it against. You're never going to be able to change the mind of the youth. They're going to have to grow up, go into the workforce, and then realize that the far left let them down because they're going to end up failing super fucking hard because they're going to interject their political beliefs and their idealisms and their personal beliefs into the professional work life, right? and it's going to end up getting them fired. Like they're just going to get fired, and they're going to fail super hard. And it's like, wait, but I thought I was right. I thought I had all the context. And it's like, nope, you're gonna fail super hard. Yeah, I know you're just breaking my balls, but the reality is the reality is like there's no battling that. It's impossible to win that fight. Oh, and then the other thing that's really weird is like they're also basically conditioned, and it's really weird how they do this, but it's like they condition kids thinking that if you're right, if you got one gotcha, right, if you got one gotcha on something, on a topic, like it's wrong to walk in to dressing rooms. Then it's like everything else you're right about. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. Everything else no longer matters. And I guess also that kind of leads into the whole context thing too, but it's so weird. I'm pretty sure I can't hit shit in this game anymore. I think they changed the bullet velocity or something. Right. I mean, even when they're right, they're wrong, because you have that they're conditioned to say, "Hey, you got this one gotcha," so now everything is wrong. Everything they say is wrong because of that one gotcha. Hmm. They have to come down off there though. Fuck me, man. I thought he was gonna stop moving. See, I gotta figure out I should have bursted him down, but I literally I'm not in sync with my mouse at all. Like my brain is completely desynced with my mouse movement right now. Like even when I'm trying to loot things and I'm looking down at the ground and I try to like look at something, I just have zero synchronization between my brain and my mouse. And I'm not really sure if it's game engine, graphics, my age. But I'm like, I don't even have. I try to lower the sensitivity, and it's like grotesque. It's like impossible for me to hit anything because I feel like my mouse moves so slow. And then I try to increase the sensitivity, and it's like way too sensitive. And there's no middle. I have not been able to find a middle ground in any way, shape, or form. And I'm not really sure if it's scaling, like if it's the way the games scale now when I ADS and I go from like 103 FOV to 80 FOV, if it's really fucking with me, or if I should just lower my FOV. You know what I mean? To like 85. So like I don't have that. I don't even know it, but it's like my hand-eye coordination is just gone. Like, and it's funny because like you would lose things like that if you don't practice, right? If you don't, but I play games every day, my whole life, so it's like that's not something I would lose due to age. Is the coordination, the reflex speed, sure, but not the coordination. And I'm losing the fucking coordination, and I'm not really sure why. I don't know if it's like I seriously don't know if it's like my game, my PC, Windows 11, but it definitely feels totally different from like the Windows XP days. And I know like desktop Windows Manager is like a huge thing, but I've like done a really good job destroying Windows desktop Windows Manager from ever touching my video games. Like it doesn't touch my input mouse anymore, my input latency. So it's like it's so weird to me because I just don't know why I have this like crazy disconnect. But it feels bad. It feels really shitty. Like it feels like you should just use a controller now in all games because the mouse just feels like shit nowadays. I kind of want to know like is it like what could it be? Had nothing to do with that. Let me delete this and let me just quickly restart desktop Windows Manager. That is interesting. And I know it's not my like sometimes I'm looking at my screen and this game specifically because the graphics are so terrible, it is sometimes hard to just see. But I seriously feel like a humongous disconnect between my brain and my mouse. Just coordination wise, synchronization. Wait, is there only like a few people here? Shit, they're coming all the way over there, aren't they? Fuck. No. Oh, crap, he's gonna shoot my ass. Let's hope that's a bot, right? Let's go. I thought for sure I'd have a helmet in here. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. I know that guy saw me drop down here, right? So they're gonna have eyes on me. What is agent? Oh, Battle.net. Or Battle.net. Agent.exe, Battle.net. Hmm. Here comes a guy. What's going on, Demo? Bye, Derp. Bye-bye, Derp. Dirty Durban. Later, Dirty Durban. Dirty Durban. Na 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 na. Dirty Durban. Na 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 na. Dirty Durban. Dirty Durban. Dirty, dirty Durban. Kind of wonder if these guys are cowering from another fight up there. Just cowering, you know? You being rezzed? Is he being wezzed? Why would he be wezzed? No, he not being West. Now he did. Usually, I was gonna say, usually these guys have 9 mil on them. Steven asked me earlier today if I was getting a little burnt out of Diablo 4. And I was like, no. And now I'm thinking, am I? And then I asked myself, you know what's missing? Actually, it's not even missing. It's like I got this Thorns build going, and I do want to hunt down my 5-piece set piece with it for it. So I think that'd be kind of neat. Oh my god, that was such a weird thing that he went from here to here in that tiny bit of time it took me to slide my car. So my thing with ARPGs is I play the shit out of it for like weeks. And I get a bunch of characters that are like in the end game, whatever. Like in Diablo 4, it was a lot easier. But it's like I always find myself arriving at the same what is it called? When you're at a crossroads, or you're at like a contradiction. It's like, what's that word I'm looking for? I find myself at the same like contradiction. Like I arrive at the same problem. What is that called? Fuck. Anyways, that problem is I get to a point where I'm like junction like okay, hold on, let's ask ChatGPT. I'm looking for a word, and it's like every time I do something, I arrive at the same problem or conflict or junction. What word am I looking for?
The word you're likely searching for is impasse. An impasse is a
No,
situation
it's
where
not impasse.
understood. If you mean something cyclical, where you repeatedly return to the same issue, then you might be thinking of a vicious cycle or a loop. If it feels like a recurring dilemma, you could also call it a recurring juncture or a recurring conflict.
No, it's not that. It's like dilemma. Maybe I arrive at the same dilemma.
In that case, you might be looking for the word conundrum. A conundrum is a puzzling or difficult problem that you keep encountering, often presenting a recurring dilemma or choice that feels tricky to resolve.
But no, it's dilemma. I'm thinking of the word dilemma. I find myself arriving at the same dilemma. Like the dilemma is a question. It's like why am I still playing this game? Because like when I'm building a character or when I'm playing a season for the first time or a game I haven't played in a long time, I'm playing it because I'm seeing new things. And it's an adventure in itself, seeing the new things. And I'm also though putting together builds that I haven't done before or that I have changed, and I'm having fun doing that. That's the adventure, is putting together these builds. But then once I get to a point where I kind of have, like in Diablo 4, you do it a lot quicker than in Poe. I've done all the endgame stuff, except for like the uber bosses, which I don't give a fuck about it. And I've done the endgame loop a lot. And I've got multiple characters into Torment 5, which is good enough for me. And yes, I understand there's like more my characters will be able to do once I start finding the gear, but finding that gear takes a lot of time. It's a lot harder in this season too than it has been in previous seasons to find the actual high-end gear that you want. So I find myself like, okay, I got this dilemma. Why am I playing? Like, I want to go play Diablo 4 right now, right? Do I want to? I don't really know. Like, because I kind of know what's waiting for me now. I've done it all. I know what's waiting for me. And I know I'm probably not going to get... Like, if I go in for the last 2-3 hours of my night, I'm probably not... And if I play my same character that I want to find the 5 set pieces to, I might find one of the 5 pieces, bringing me at 2 out of 5. And probably not find any real good level 900 gear, ancestral gear. And I'll be doing things I've already been doing for well over a couple hundred hours now. So, like, the question is, like, do I really want to do that? Am I burnt out if I don't want to do that? Or am I just, like, am I too old for, like, just repetitive doing the same thing over and over again? And then I'm like, well, I do that in PUBG. And I never get enough of PUBG. But then it's like, PUBG's got this... insane, like... Oh, God, I don't have a scope for this. Take the ammo. There's a scope back here. PUBG's got the PvP aspect of things. Right? The PvP is always different because you're going against different people, different skill sets, and then if you do win, you're better than somebody. ARPGs don't have any of that. You're not better than anybody in ARPGs. There's no competition. So like, what's left, if there's no competition, is, am I having fun with the content that's available? And yeah, the content's fun. And it's way more fun on the weekends when all your friends are on. You're all playing and sharing different milestones. I mean, that part's way cool. But, like, when you're by yourself, like, or me, when I'm by myself, I think it's like, I feel so, like, bored because I'm not talking to anybody. We're not sharing anything. And then I'm doing the same shit I've been doing forever. in repetition. So it's like, I don't know, maybe I don't like that. You know what I mean? For real? There were people shooting at me over here. Guys, you're not gonna beat me. Torch my level 3 vest. I'm a little pissed about that. Dude, they're so mad. I don't think they even have a clue. So I gotta get past these guys. No, I don't. I could just go this way. So I don't know. Like my dilemma is why my dilemma, I guess, becomes like, why am I bored of that endgame loop? Oh no, that's funny. Yeah. Or am I even bored of it, right? Well, I'm not saying I need trade. It's really got nothing to do with trade. But like I don't know why I play. That's the problem. Like, if I were to define why I play, I think my thing is I reach a point where my character's kind of done. And then it turns into like, is there really a point to keep playing? And if so, why? And even with trade, like, what would I even trade for if I have everything? You see what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. You got people that are gonna blast across the road right here. Oh, he got him. Where'd he get him from? Weird. So I guess I have to just kind of redefine why I play, or if I even want to play. I know I do, because I know I have fun, like when Exile's on, when Demo's on, and we're all playing the same game and we're talking about it and stuff. It feels a little bit more fun. Because we're all like kind of shit. And that's like part of it. It's more fun with more people for me. No, no, no. Silly boy. Silly boy. I'll hop over to Diablo anyway after this because I kind of want to explore this thought process. Oh, he's right there. I didn't know. I thought he was up top still. I must have almost killed him with a nade. Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, so let's go play it. Let's just go play it, shall we? Let's hop on some D. Grab his dick and twist it. All right. Get the D going good now. Because to be honest, the game is in a really good spot, right? It's in a really good spot. But the question always becomes, with me and ARPGs, I mean, the point of playing it is to get the character as powerful as you can get it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's true. It's true. My reason for playing might have changed. So we're going to explore this. I'll be right back. 1 second. I got to pee. Okay. So what makes you so excited to determine when patches come out? Like, I'm uninstalling PUBG and going mainly D4 player from here on out. Then you get to this point, what outlook changes? So what changes is, like, you know, my progression begins to slow down because I hit, you know, whatever the fuck I hit. So it's like early in the games when I'm rolling new tunes and exploring new content, it's like every 5 minutes you're progressing something. And then when it's like we're no longer progressing, the question becomes, why am I playing? I'm no longer progressing anything. And then you have like this. I thought War Plans, when I was talking like that, I thought War Plans was going to be fun and a little bit different than what it is. It's a kind of a letdown because right now I'm forced to do this bullshit. Like if I want to do my War Plan, I literally have to do this thing. And nobody fucking likes this. So it makes me not want to play. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I could re-roll my War Plan and have a chance to not get this. But do I really want to fucking do that? You know what I mean? I guess what I wish there was in this game was what I really would like is like stupid, dumb, easy like ways to just target farm exactly what the fuck I want. Kind of like Monster Hunter, you know what I mean? And like easily know what I'll fucking want to target farm and be able to do it without requiring all these prerequisites of bullshit. Because I feel like if that was the case, then I could like make my own quest. Like let me make my own quest and do what I want to fucking do. You know what I mean? And but no, like all the stuff that you would normally think is kind of fun is always behind like a time-consuming paywall, for if I may. Like it's like, oh, in order to farm these cool bosses, you have to find these keys from farming these other fucking bosses you don't want to fucking farm. It's like you're always forced to do something you don't want to do to like do something you want to do for a minute, and then you got to go back to doing shit you don't want to do to kind of do something you want to do for another minute. And that's kind of dumb. I mean, that's beyond dumb. Let's be real. That's really dumb. And like in Diablo, what it becomes after you and it's after you put in thousands of hours or hundreds and hundreds of hours like I have. What Diablo comes down to being is this like this. It's exactly this in different formats. It's like, okay, kill waves of enemies doing this. Oh, you don't want to do this? Okay. How about kill waves of enemies in a Helltide? Oh, you don't want to do that? Okay, how about kill waves of enemies in a Nightmare Dungeon? Oh, you don't want to do that? Okay, how about kill waves of enemies in the pit? Oh, you don't want to do that? Okay, how about this? Here's a great idea, something you've never done before. How about kill waves of enemies in the Undercity? You see, there's no creativity there. And Path of Exile is exactly the same. And there's an answer to this. There is a solution to this. And that solution is to allow me to target farm exactly what I want and create systems in the game that are immersive and fun. Like elaborate crafting mechanics and crafting systems. So like if I want to like getting better gear in Diablo, there's only one way to get good gear in Diablo. Literally. And that's to kill waves of enemies. Yeah, you got the cube and everything, but to even begin using the cube and to get the recipes to use the cube, you have to go just kill waves of enemies. Like, that's what the whole game just is. It's that simple. It's just kill waves of enemies. It doesn't matter how you kill them. Whether I do this, Helltides, Nightmare Dungeons, Pit Runs, or the Undercity, it's all the same fucking thing. And then when I finally get materials to use the cube, it's really... I'll finally craft something nice, and then I'll chances are something will drop better, like at some point. Unless I'm topped out, right? But I'm still like... there's really not. There's still no crafting in this game. I don't call it. I don't consider it crafting. I consider it augmenting. Nothing more than augmenting. Even adding and subtracting affixes, since they've added that to the cube, you can add and subtract affixes. That's not crafting. That's rolling. That's re-rolling dice. Is all that's doing. Is re-rolling dice. Crafting is like, I want fire damage on here. I'm gonna put fire damage on here, and I'm going to play a mini game while I'm crafting this. And if I ace the mini game, maybe it'll proc to be a legendary fucking fire damage. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I don't know. It's stupid. It's stupid, it's silly, and it is what it is. But that's where I'm getting at after you put hours and hours into a game where it just becomes kind of slop. It's just repetitive slop. And there's no depth to it. Even in Path of Exile 2, with all the currency, it's still just re-rolling dice. You're not doing anything but killing waves of monsters to get materials to re-roll dice. And it's very similar to just killing monsters and having items drop, like re-rolling with chaos orbs and all that shit Path of Exile 2 has. You take a nice base, a high level base, and you keep you're basically dropping an item over and over again and re-rolling that dice for different effects. It's not crafting. Like, that is still not crafting. Even at Path of Exile 1 and Path of Exile 2's finest shit, I still don't consider that crafting. That's not target farming. It's not. It's all just random dice rolling. And I just, like, I think that's why I like ESO so much, because ESO was like, okay, here's the thing. You're going to get CP 160 gear, and here's your fucking gear. Like, there was, in essence, like, the crafting where I could craft my own set in ESO. Or if I wanted a, I can't remember what it's called now. The weapons that drop after you do, like, those fucking weird things. I can't remember even what it's called. But if I wanted a specific weapon, like, that only dropped if I completed this trial, that's what I get. I target farm it, and that's what I get. And it's like, Diablo's great. The whole random attribute itemizations in Diablo and Poe is great and everything for, like, the leveling process. I'd much rather, instead of randomized shit like that, I would much rather just, like, a really rich crafting system where I can put together a kit that's called my character, and that kit consists of a combination of skills and gear that I created, or at least found in a way that I could target. Well, I hit this part faster in Poe than in D4 than Poe because it's faster to hit this point in D4. It's way quicker to get to end game in D4. So you're gonna hit this point faster. Like, I'm not alone in this. There's a ton of people that share this point of view. Like, we all get to this point a lot quicker in D4 than Poe, because it takes me about, I would just be finishing the campaign in Poe, and here I am, I've already got 50 characters fucking leveled up in this game. You know what I mean? I would just be finishing the campaign in Poe. So, like, it just takes longer to get to that point in Poe. Which is not a good thing, because what that means is, in this game, I was able to roll 7 to 10 characters to end game, where in Poe, I would have 1 or 2. So, like, the replayability of this game, I think, is higher than Poe, because it's quicker to get to that end game and roll characters and replay it again. Where in Poe, I do not want to re-roll a fucking character. So the replayability is worse in Poe, in my opinion. But you do get to that point faster. You do get that, in my opinion, you get to that stage faster in this, like, where you're kind of burnt out. You're not really burnt out. I don't even want to call it burnt out, because I still have fun playing this game, right? I'm not burnt out. It's just, I've done it all. It's like, why don't I play ESO anymore? Because I kind of did it all. It's not, I don't want to say you're burnt out. It's not justifiable to say you're burnt of it, because it is still fun to play. I think it's more of a, I kind of just did it all, so I'd rather do something else. But I don't know. I don't. But at the same time, like, you can't shit on it because, like, people play this game until the next, like, they don't stop playing it until the next season comes out. You know what I mean? And so there's that. Like, there's people out there that can play this forever. I thought I was going to be that because I thought, honestly, I thought War Plans was going to be a thing where I could be like, all right, this is going to be what I do from now on. I'm going to take a war plan and it's going to take me around. I thought it was going to kind of take me around the world. And, like, basically, honestly, here's what I thought it was going to do. I thought it was going to, like, in the end game of War Plans, I thought I was going to be able to target farm one specific nightmare dungeon, basically. Or literally just one specific boss with it. And it would always give me the keys. You know what I mean? It, like, even the War Plan, when the War Plan asks you to kill one of the lesser evil bosses that require a key at the end to open the chest, the War Plan doesn't even give you the fucking key. You don't even get that key for free. You kill the boss, but you still can't open the chest at the end. So, like, to me, that's just stupid. Like, that's just stupid. And that's what I thought so if War Plans was that, where as I level up the War Plan, I got all the new nodes, if I could pick what nodes those were and target farm a fucking dungeon and do, like, basically Mephisto runs over and over again, that would be freaking amazing. And I don't think I would be bored yet. You know what I mean? But I'm forced to do this, for example. I'm forced to do this if I want to do War Plans. I'm forced. It doesn't matter what I want to do. I'm really kind of forced to do. It's like do a lot of things I don't want to do, so I can go do something I want to do, which is like farm a boss, like boss runs. And I don't even like the boss. Like those lesser evils. I don't know what you call them. Those bosses that you and I were farming, it's like in Torment 4 or 3, I go in there, I kill the boss in literally 3 seconds. There's no, like, going through a dungeon to get to the boss. There's no story. There's no... It's just hit my ultimate, kill him in 3 seconds, open a chest. And then I just go right back to the... If I have multiple keys, I go right back to the altar, which is right next to me, and I re-summon the same fucking boss. It just takes away, like, the idea when I was doing Mephisto runs in D2. It would be like I reset a whole instance, I ran through the map, and I made it to his lair, and there he was, and I took him out. And then to rerun it, I gotta reset the whole instance. You know, you're kind of resetting my mind like he's alive again. And I had to run and re-find his lair and take him out. This, I just walk over to an altar, hit it, kill him in 3 seconds, open the chest. Take 2 more steps over, reactivate the altar, he summons, 3 seconds, he's dead, I open the chest. Like, that is just so fucking stupid. Compared to anything else in any other game. It blows my mind. Like, it's just... It's like nobody wants to work anymore. I want to be able to work at something. Like it was work to get to Mephisto in a timely manner because you had to like have like Enigma or run a Sorc, and you'd have to have teleportation to get there in a timely fashion, and then you fight the boss and you don't kill Mephisto in 3 seconds. And it was Mephisto. You know what I mean? Like it was a cultural fucking biblical demon. So there's like a lot to it that kind of there's a lot of little things to it that made it meaningful to do even just something as simple as Mephisto runs. And
arms for the light.
Now I play
That's good salvage.
You always compare it to D2 and how great it was. How come you don't give D2 a try when the new expansion came out? But because, like, a couple reasons. Like, they kept the game separate from the original D2. So if I bought that expansion, I'm not really buying... Like, it's not the same. It's a totally different fucking game. You can't even play it in the old D2. Like, it's such a different game, it's not even a remastered Diablo 2. You can't go back and play that expansion with the old graphics. It's its own fucking game. Like, I don't want to fucking... Like, now it makes no sense. Now the whole fucking genre, like, the whole goddamn game makes no sense to me. Like, I don't want that. If I was going to go back and play D2, I'd go back and fucking play D2. I wouldn't play some fucking Warlock horseshit that's built on a separate .exe than the fucking actual Diablo 2 .exe game. I mean, that's just me. That's just me. And again, it comes down to I did it all. I did everything in Diablo 2. I don't really want to go back. And Diablo 2 also has all the same problems this game has. Maybe even more. I mean, Diablo 2 probably has way more problems than this game has. I'm not saying Diablo 2 is perfect in any way. I'm just picking one aspect of Diablo 2, which is a Mephisto run, to compare it to, like, this game's end game loop is like the boss hunting portion. Like, I'm cherry picking just a Mephisto run from D2 and comparing it to just a boss hunt run in this game. But yeah, D2 has a whole bunch of issues too. Obviously, we've addressed a ton of them with, like, Path of Exile 1, Path of Exile 2, Diablo 3 even. Like, obviously, D2 is not a game of today's standards, right? But I mean, I don't know, man. I wish with this character I could be like, okay, I know I want the other pieces to this. And, like, in Diablo 2, for example, I would know that if Mephisto has a chance to drop a Tel Rasha amulet. So I know to go farm Mephisto for that. This, I could probably farm some bosses, right, that require keys. But in order to get those keys, I got to do nightmare dungeons and whatever else. Like, other shit I don't want to do just to do that. I can't just go fight the fucking boss. And I mean, that's it. And it's really just, and I don't like it because I feel like you're being cheated out of time. So, like, especially when you're, I think that's like a big thing is time, because being a dad and having a full-time job, I'm not like a kid, you know what I mean, that can just play all day every day and not have to worry about anything. So, like, when a game forces me to go through and do bullshit I do not want to do, I'm like, I'm not going to get this time back. And I only have a limited time to play. Like, why do I want to play this game if it's forcing me to do an activity I don't like? Especially when those activities are the most efficient way to get the shit that you need. That's another fucking big issue I have.
It disgusts me to know they eat our dead. We eat.
Bless you.
But at least in Diablo 4, in all fairness, Diablo respects your time a hell of a lot more than PoE 2 does. It really does. I'm nitpicking 15 minutes of time, right? Because it takes you 15 minutes to run, like, a nightmare dungeon, or it takes you 15 minutes to really do 10 to 15 minutes to run anything in this game. So, like, when I say I'm forced to spend time doing an activity I don't want to do, I'm really talking about 10 to 15 minutes of my time. But if you're playing for 4 or 5 hours because you're off on a Sunday and you have nothing better to do, that 4 to 5 minutes becomes like hours or over an hour, right? I don't know. I guess I just wish, like, in all these games, not just Diablo 4, but in all ARPGs, I kind of wish that the activities that we do were less AI randomly generated by AI and more handcrafted experiences where, like, you're going after characters in the game, bosses in the game that have names and you know their story. Like, we know Mephisto, right? Like we know the story, and it was and it's handcrafted, so like the pacing is perfect and your target farming thing, like everything's handcrafted. This random shit is really bad. Like, at one point in time, I thought it was going to be like when Diablo 2 was out and it was the game, I thought random generated content was going to be the future because Diablo 2 did it so well. But then it's like everybody started doing it and nobody put any effort into it. And so you get this. You get a random map. Like, yeah, a Path of Exile is the worst case scenario. That's why Poe. That's a big problem in Poe. It does the worst out of all the ARPGs. The mapping in Poe 1 and Poe 2, like the mapping is just like AI slop is what it is. And so it's like, man, like you look at this fucking thing here, this map right here, it's just a random generated maze with random monsters. We don't give a fuck about the monsters. We don't, like Pindleskin in fucking D2. Come on, we know names. We remember 40 fucking years later. I don't know a single character name in this game, and I've played it for hundreds of hours now. I don't know a single name besides Lilith, because it's plastered on everything. And I don't ever see Mephisto in this fucking game. I seen him at the end of the campaign. That was it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I feel like what I feel like I'm doing is just wasting stupid time. Like, I know gaming is a waste of time. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that excuse to make a game sloppy like this. Like, I don't agree with, like, what do you mean? You're gaming anyway. Gaming by itself is wasting time. No. I game to experience a story. I game to experience lore. You know, to live in a fantasy world for a couple hours, right? Not to just play AI-generated fucking random slop that means nothing to anybody. Yeah.
Can you open your window to get fresh air in here?
Yeah. And ARPGs, that's all they've become. Unfortunately, that's literally all they've become. You know, what made World of Warcraft great and what made Elder Scrolls Online great is that the dungeons and the raids you were doing were handcrafted raids and dungeons. Worlds with bosses at the end that had storyline and lore. And Diablo, it'd be so fucking easy because the Bible's already fucking written. Like, you have the fucking lore. You know what I mean? Like, all you had to do was stick to the Catholicism. You just had to stick to, like, the Catholic or the Gothic, like, oh, fuck. What's the fucking name of it? But anyways, that whole fucking language, right? The Latin fucking Gothic shit is all they had to stick with and just pull names out of the fucking Bible and put them in the game that you fight them. Like, how hard is that to, like, make a real, like, game that's kind of derived from real life, you know, biblical, what Diablo used to fucking be. So you at least feel some sort of a connection. But of course they don't want to do that now because it's a global game. It's not a North American game anymore. It's not a it's not like a Western game anymore. They want to like they designed this game in a neutral state, so it wasn't banned in fucking China. You know what I'm saying? Like, pretty sure Diablo was banned in China in its original state. But it was a Western, like, it was a Catholic fucking game. And I'm like, okay with that. Like, I don't understand why we have to, like, it no longer is. Like, I have a Spiritborn, right? The moment you come out with Spiritborn, it's no longer a game that's derived from like okay, the barbarian, I get it. The necromancer, I get it, right? These are like Western things. The druid, I get it. The Amazon, I even get the Amazon, because the Amazon was Act 3, like it was in the lore of Diablo's story. When you're traveling around the world trying to take out Diablo and save the world, with a very heavy Western fucking ideology behind it. A very heavy Catholic Western ideology behind the game. And it had that's the thing, it had an identity. Games today they just want to reach so many different people. They don't have an identity beyond a neutral fucking identity. So that kind of sucks. You know, I mean, that straight up sucks. I would rather... I mean, I would rather, for example, you could use any ideology you want. You can use... I would rather play a game that was specifically designed around the Buddhist ideology. I mean, look at Titan Quest. The original Titan Quest. It was like built around that like what was it? It was like the Celtic, Nordic, what is it with like Medusa and all them? I can't remember the I'm drawing a blank now. But the whole game had an identity, and that was what it was. It didn't try to be a neutral identity to include all religions and all beliefs. It was like, that was the identity of the game, which is why it was so good. Diablo was like, that was what made Diablo 1 and 2 so good. You look at like the Elder Scrolls. That's a complete fantasy. But like when I think of the Elder Scrolls, I still think Western ideology in that, like almost like Vikings with fantasy, mixed with fantasy. But like all of the fantasy kind of fits and makes kind of sense. And where it doesn't, they build up lore and story around it to make it make sense. And it's like, what the fuck is the Spiritborn supposed to be? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is the Spiritborn supposed to be? And why did we not call it Amazon? Why did we not call it something that's already got lore, already has a backstory, already exists in previous titles? I mean, it's a fucking... Why did we give the assassin a bow and call it a rogue? And it has to do with neutralizing the ideology of the game. Neutralizing it. Yes, it's still called Diablo, so we do want the devil in it. We do want Primeval still in it. It's a very loosely tied to Catholicism still. But I'll show you something. Take a look at the town here. Take a look at this town. Look at the decorations in this town. Let's just walk around for a second. Look at the jars. Look at the flags. Look at the fire pits. Look at the signs on the door here. See these signs right here? Like, you see this guy right here? This axe, battle axe, and looks like a couple battle axes and a cattle skull. Here's looks like some sort of depiction of a demon or a who knows what. But what's missing compared to Diablo 2, guys? Let's come over here. Like, think Act 4 Diablo 2, where Diablo is, right? Think Act 4, think about Act 5. What's missing? Like, I'll tell you what's missing. Anything tied to Catholicism. There's no crucifixes. There's no Gothic anything. It's not Gothic, right? When you think Gothic, none of this is Gothic. All of this is just pure made-up fantasy symbolism. There's no pentagrams. There's nothing there's nothing in this town that relates to anything in real life that we can feel immersed in. This is pure fantasy now. Where if you go into even the rogue encampment, hold on. I wish I had D2 fucking installed right now. I would fucking bring it up too. Like, you just look at the world you're playing in, and this is like part of the problem. Yeah, I'm trying to find a picture of like the rogue encampment here. Like, even the housing in the rogue encampment, like, looks like something straight out of like real life. Like the straw huts and the hut little cabins and huts and stuff. Can't find anything right now. But if you could look at it, Act 4 D2. Images. Yeah, like, oh man, hold on, let me share my screen. I just want to show you guys this. This is very interesting. I think it's why games fail today, because they don't have an identity. They're gender neutral, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Like there's no identity. Display capture. Okay, hold on. For the YouTube folks, let me get this set up on YouTube as well. Okay, so you look at the first thing you see here in Diablo 2 is like your map is a crucifix. Okay, the first thing you see, your map is a crucifix here when you're going through Act 4. I mean, just look how gothic this looks. I mean, you got very realistic, like, looking demon Catholicism going on here. Like, the artwork is just Western in nature. Okay, you look at, I mean, you just got bones and demons and chains. That's. Hang on a second. I'm pretty sure Act 4, which is what I'm looking at right now, was like filled with like pentagrams and things like that. I just can't. These are not good examples. Thought it'd be easier to actually prove my point here. But you can kind of see the aesthetics is very, very Roman Catholic, like Gothic. Very, very much so. Let's just see. Let's just see here. I want to see the talent of Act 4. Look at this. When you're like a pentagram right where you fight Diablo. Like the pentagram. Like you won't find this in Diablo 4 or 3. Let's see what's this one showing. Gargoyles, obviously Western. Gargoyles, come on, dude. Like this is too fucking easy. I mean, there's just specifically an identity here. That they weren't afraid of just saying, hey, this is what it is, right? That there was an identity here. You've got gargoyles, an angel. Trying to find like better examples of what I'm trying to say here. But this is not bad. This is seriously not bad. I thought Act 5 actually, or Act 4's town actually had crucifixes like hanging on curtains. I could be misremembering. I thought they were here. So wasn't there like somewhere around here where there were like flags, like draping flags coming down? Maybe not. Anyways, like if you look at this artwork though, it's Roman Catholic, like period, and it's like dark and gothic, and obviously a lot of odes to just Catholicism. And then you come back to this game. I mean, just look at the difference, right? Look at the difference in artwork. This isn't even gothic. This is just like old fashioned. Oh yeah, and also there's that shield that you could make, or maybe it was a unique shield for like the paladin used. It was like literally a fucking crucifix, like a cross on the fucking shield, like, and it was like glowing. You know what I mean? How the fuck did I just get all this gear? I just ran something. Too busy talking. Anyways. It's interesting to me, talking about it and thinking about that. I'm telling you, man, you look at the game and it just doesn't have identity. It's too scared to say this is what I am. You know what I mean? It's like, no, I want to be neutral. Look, I'm not going to have a single thing that's going to tie me to any sort of ideology. I'm going to be a neutral freaking RPG fantasy game. The only thing is the name Diablo. That's the only thing tying me to anything. And also, everything is going to be AI generated. Literally everything. Look, and they even have like a triangle here with circles. And it's like it's like they tried so hard to make something look gothic without it being gothic. You know what I'm saying? It's more Illuminati than anything. You know, and it's like, oh wait, you know what I just realized though? Oh wait, no, never mind. I said so down here we do have an angel and a demon though. That's like the only thing I can see. Isn't that funny? Like even this symbol for this symbol is so weird. Like they should have made this like a pentagram or something. I'm actually gonna take a look at the inventory. Let's take a look at the UI. Let's see if there's anything on the UI that points to like Roman Catholic or an actual like. Wait, why is my fucking game froze? Like, there's nothing here that really points to any sort of identity. It's just... Isn't that weird? Oh, that's right. I got these season rewards I gotta grab. Defeat any greater lair boss. I could have used all that on fucking. Oh well. It's like, look at the symbolism on the Spirit Hunter, whatever the hell this is called. Spiritborn. Is this? What is it called? The fuck is this class? It doesn't even tell me. Spiritborn? I think D4 is better than D2. As a video game, I do believe it. It takes, you know, especially this update. I do think it's better than D2. There's a lot more to it. It's a more complex game. It's way better programming, better graphics. I don't think the lore and the story. I don't even think D4 is a. I still don't even think D4 is a Diablo game. I don't think it is. Okay, like let's be real. I do not accept Diablo 4, just like Diablo 3 was not a Diablo game. I don't think D4 is a Diablo game. I think it's just an ARPG with the Diablo name. And there's a lot of reasons for that, as we've already mentioned. But like again, this game, let's go look at a different town. This game has no identity. Like it's just there's no identity. I've never done this yet. Let's see if let's do this because I haven't done this yet. But while we do that, we'll look at the town. It's like depending on the region of the map. I don't think Loot Golain had too much of a Western look to it, though. I think Loot Golain, they really tried to do like an Arabian theme with that.
The spirit-born elders said,
In my opinion. I'd have to go back and look at Loot Golain. See if there's any like Western ideology in that. But like the game overall, though, is what I'm talking about. And it's funny because they even call these hell tides. Like when you say hell, that is like, you know, they're trying to keep that Diablo, the demon, the devil, like they try to keep that identity a little bit, but it's like, it's just like flavor. It's not the identity. It's just flavor of the game. So it doesn't do a good full job,
"Here, spirit-born."
like captivating me and immersing me, because it's like I still don't feel like it's a Diablo game, and I still don't feel like it has even an identity at all of sorts. I mean, it's fine. It's like for a fucking video game. Like, let's be real. For a fucking ARPG,
Indeed.
it's totally fine. I mean, look at Path of Exile. Path of Exile suffers from the same exact fucking thing. At least Path of Exile tried to kind of do what Elder Scrolls did, which was build their own world with their own lore and not be attached to anything and be true to that specific self-created lore. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of Path of Exile's lore or story. I still don't really fully get it either. Like, we're all exiled because of what, we were using skill gems or something? Like,
Crazy emissary isn't here.
I don't know.
I told him where we were attacked.
Whew.
The old man
I gotta go to bed.
after it.
I want to get this done. I don't think this does anything for me though.
Beautiful place. The last thing I see.
Okay. Any rate. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed right now. I'm gonna definitely like. I still enjoy playing this game, and I do want to continue playing this character out. And it is way more fun when you have friends online and you're all just kind of bullshit and shooting the shit. Because like when you're playing with friends and you're just shooting the shit, you don't really think about all this bullshit I'm talking about. You're more focused on like BSing with your friends.
What is this?
And like the runes in this game, like he brought back runes, and it's like, dude. First of all, you're limiting it to 2 runes. It's so fucking stupid. Like, I'm happy to see runes, but it's really stupid. And like, I don't even think there's really a such thing as like high runes. Maybe there is in the end. But it's not like D2.
More tracks.
Not like D2. See, D2 did a lot of things right, though. I said this game definitely is better than D2, in my opinion. But D2, for as old as it is, really was ahead of its time and did do certain things
Over here.
very well. Like, obviously.
Tracks here stop abruptly. As
I did this already.
Look. This current.
What I do like about Diablo that I wish Poe had for controller is that the further I hold my controller, the faster I move. But in Poe 2, you have 1 movement speed. Godspeed. I definitely think this is better than D2. I mean, if I thought D2 was like the best ARPG, that's what we would be playing right now, right? Like, it's obviously not.
That seems to be the last of them. Is restored. It should be safe. I'll meet you.
Oh, 1 more day of work. I'm working from home Friday.
Will soon wear off. This place, at least, is more familiar to me than the last.
Pretty much my Friday tomorrow.
Come, walk with me.
Do
This is your path.
I even have to do this? Can I just go to bed?
You all ready? Good. I will approach the brazier and begin the incantation, summoning the sacred fire. When I give the word, you will call for help and hope the spirits feel generous enough to open the way.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.